Today's recipe is Polish. It is called Bigos and it is a type of stew. It's not one of those recipes when you have to be very exact with the ingredients. It's a meal that goes in a big pot. You just choose your ingredients, usually pork and different types of sausages. What brings it all together is sauerkraut and some spices and also prunes. Bigos might take a lot of time to make, but you will end up with a big pot of very delicious stew. And this is how to make it. I'm chopping 3 small onions. If you have a large onion, you can chop just 1. And you can either slice them or dice them, that's up to you. Then I will fry the onions in a little bit of lard. While I am frying the onion, I will chop up a piece of pork. And traditionally, I would use a piece of smoked pork as well. If you can't find smoked pork in your local shops, use smoked gammon. Cut the meat into big chunks or smaller chunks, whichever you prefer. Add the meat into the pan with the onion as soon as the edges start turning brown. And now it's time to chop up some sausage. I am using 2 types of traditional Polish sausage. A piece of smoked kielbasa and a piece of white kielbasa. But you could use any other sausage. And add the sausage into the pan. Now I'm slicing some mushrooms. The best type for this recipe would be wild forest mushrooms or porcini mushrooms. But I'm just using brown mushrooms I bought locally. And the mushrooms can go to the same pan. And now I will just fry everything gently until everything looks nicely cooked. Next, I will slice 1 white cabbage. Here is some sauerkraut. I have drained all the liquid. And I'm cutting through the sauerkraut just to make sure there are no large pieces. Now we will add some spices to the pan. So this is bay leaf, caraway seeds, allspice berries, salt, white pepper and paprika. And we also need some tomato passata. And this is maybe a surprising ingredient for some. These are chopped up dried prunes. Now we will give it a good stir, just to coat all the nice meat and mushrooms in the spices, before mixing it with the cabbage and the sauerkraut. Now it all goes into one big pot. It doesn't really matter what you add first, just mix it all up. Once it's all mixed up, we will just cover it in boiling water. You now need an oven-proof dish. My pot is already oven-proof, so I will just leave everything in this pot. And the pot needs to go in the oven. And we will bake the stew at quite a low temperature of around 175 degrees Celsius for about 2 hours. And after 2 hours, all the meat will be nice and tender. The cabbage and the sauerkraut will be nicely cooked. And the bigos is ready to be served.